Yeah, it's like on the normal roads. You have some idiots driving around, and it seems that there's also one driving here.
Those hipsters, I want to. I said, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop talking to me. Don't stop giving me things.
Hello and welcome to the Cucumber Challenge, guys. This is the championship where we drive as Narain Karthikeyan, trying to win the World Drivers title. Now, unfortunately, this is one of the last episodes of the Cucumber Challenge for the F1 2012 game, unfortunately, because, as you guys know, HRT won't be on the next game, so we're going to have to make the most of the remaining races in this series. So, as you can see there, all three sessions are going to have rain in them at Abu Dhabi. That's probably the last thing you'd expect at a track like this. It probably never rains all year. We get to the track on, the Formula 1 race weekend, and look at that, we've got rain the whole weekend. So we're going to have to change up the setup a little bit, put the brake pressure to medium so we don't lock up everywhere. I'm moving the front balance down to 1 so that we can get grip on the front tyres, we don't get understeer or even spin out uncontrollably. So I'm guessing we won't have the use of DRS either this weekend, so I'm putting the gears down as we won't need high gears. So that's pretty much everything in terms of setup. Everything stays the same. So here we go out and qualifying to see how we do. We've got Timo Glock here, one of the back marker cars, holding us up a little bit, but he should give us a little bit of a slipstream on the back straight here. We'll make full use of that, as this HRT is an absolute dog in a straight line. So every little bit helps here, coming up to the middle sector split I should say. We're putting it down to standard just to make sure that we don't lose the back end with fast revs. It's easy to get wheel spin with fast, so in wet conditions I always put it down to standard through traction zones, and that seems to help me a little bit, and that's what I do really, so hopefully it helps. But coming through the third sector now, you're going to take it nice and easy. It's only our first run of the session, so just take it nice and slow. Avoid the curbs. It's easy to spin out on these curbs in the dry, let alone the wet, so it can throw you any which way if you just go over the curb in the wrong manner. So closing up the lap now through the final couple of corners. Make sure we don't run too wide off there. There's a bit of a tram line curve there which can throw you out. Through the final corner we run wide a little bit. By the run to the line, let's see where we end up, and we go second place, just behind Paul di Resta in first place. But that time isn't going to stand for too long because other cars have yet to go out now, and here we go on my second lap, and I completely missed the first chicane there, and yeah, I'm in a bit of trouble now. I'm in 24th place. There's only 4 minutes left in the session. The grip is definitely fading now, and I'm thinking, the track does look a little bit dry. Maybe the optimal time for the intermediates is gone now, and it's time to put on some prime tyres, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm coming in the pits, putting on some option tyres. I'm in last place. I can't get any worse from here, so I may as well take the gamble, put on some option tyres. Hopefully it pays off for me. It certainly did for the back markers at Spa this year, if you guys can remember. Guys like Van der Gaard and Chilton and whatnot getting all through to Q2, so that was quite amazing. So hopefully today I can pull off something very similar. Maybe if some of the other AI cars can do it, they can throw up some big surprises here. So there's only enough time for 1 lap, so we're only putting in 3 laps of fuel. As you can see, we're way off the pace, and yeah, we're just going to have to go for it really and just hope that this works out for us. So heading out on track now for our final run of the session. There won't be much time left. There's probably only going to be enough time just to get us over the line and start the lap. So there's probably going to be a few cars in the way. I can see a few cars ahead of us on the map and on track. So hopefully they don't get in our way. I think that's one of the McLarens pitting in for the end of their session now. They can't do anything now. So now it's time for us to shine. It feels like the track is fairly well gripped up. So come to the first corner, the car does grip up, so there is enough grip for us, at least through the first sector. Let's just pray that the middle sector and the third sector isn't wet, so just praying that we get through here alright. We should be purple by a mile, and let's have a look at the split. Yes, we are 2 seconds purple on our previous best, half a second up on first place, so we're looking good at this stage. But coming through the middle sector, this won't be a good sector for the HRT because the HRT is very bad in a straight line. But coming through the second sector split, and we're still purple, 2.5 seconds up at least. And look at that, Felipe Massa and Petrov are getting in our way. This is costing us massive time in terms of lap time. So hopefully, our grip with the option tyres is enough to, at least get us through to 17th at best and get us into Q2. So coming through the final part of the lap, it looks like the whole track is dry now. All the other cars are on intermediate tyres. Ricardo getting in the way very awkwardly as well. Doesn't help us. in terms of getting out of this session, but it looks like we might be held up again by another car. That's Bruno Senna. All the AI cars managing to hold us up just in the middle of the apex. Just the wrong time to be held up. We come across the line, and let's see if we get in the session. Yes, we do. We go first by 1.5 seconds in a HRT. That is just outstanding. But now this is Q2. I've skipped to the very end of the session. We're putting in our final lap on option tyres. We're in 13th place at the moment, so let's see how we go up against some big name teams. And we go first over Rosberg. That is crazy. I never thought this HRT was that quick, to be honest. We showed some good speed at India, but we didn't really capitalise on that. But this round at India, at Abu Dhabi, sorry, we've got into Q3, so hopefully we can show off the kind of speed that we showed in India without any AI traffic getting in the way this time, hopefully. So coming through, this is my final lap again in Q3. We got Jenson Button in the lead. We're down just a little bit to him in the middle sector, but coming through the final sector as well. I think this is where the HRT shines, to be honest, because there's a lot of slow corners, lots of room for myself and, you know, Karthikeyan to really show what we're made of. This is a real driver's sector, and you can really outperform your car through here. So hopefully, if we put together a good third sector, we might get a pole position in the HRT, which is just outstanding. But coming to the line, let's see how we go. First place, get in there.
Brilliant driving, pole position in the dying seconds. That was fantastic. Well
that is clutch for the win. So we're starting on pole position for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix tomorrow. Alright, so we're back to the race now, and it is raining again, so this could really throw the cat among the pigeons here. It's going to be a real tester to see if this HRT is any good in the wet. Away we go. Let's not put it up into fast. We don't want... Okay, we're going to put it into fast then. Anyway, ranging up to the first corner, just make sure we don't run wide. Let's just use this first lap as an exploratory lap, just to test the grip, test how well the car feels in these conditions. So the last thing we want to do is run wide and throw away a bunch of places at this stage, because if we just keep it safe, the AI won't pass us. They're not an aggressive kind of, you know, AI on this game, so they'll just sit behind until they get DRS. But it looks like we've run wide through there. Let's get back on the track as soon as possible. We're losing the back end like crazy. I wonder if we're still in fast mixture. That's probably why we're losing the back end. Vettel slips past. We're going to try and tuck in behind the slipstream. I'm kind of squeezing him a little bit. But now I'm going to try and tuck in with the slipstream. Looks like I'm still touching him, even though I'm definitely behind him now. So we might sneak up the inside here, see how we go. Just take it nice and easy. We don't want to lock up and fly off the track. It's so easy to do in the wet. You know, just never know what might happen in these races. So all we need to do is just maintain track position, and we should be okay for now. On the second lap, we're going purple, as you'd expect. We lose the back end again. We can't find any traction through this first sector here, can we? And Jenson Button gets taken out by a Red Bull. I think that might have been Mark Webber. So it looks like a penalty might be coming Mark Webber's way as he took out Jenson Button there. But coming on to the 7th lap, we've got Mark Webber here getting past us, and he's lost a bit of his end plate. That's probably from the contact with Jenson Button there. So I'd expect him to have some kind of penalty at least. But we get back up the inside of him, and a fairly nice move done there back for the lead. But it looks like the track is drying out a little bit, so I may even come in for a new set of tyres. But yeah, here we go. You can just see how much slower we're going now compared to previous laps. And in we come for some option tyres. The option tyres will last the remainder of the race. I believe they can last for about 15 or 16 laps, so they can definitely do the entirety of this 25% race. But now coming into the pits, let's just hope for a good pit stop here. We've got a train of cars behind us, and a poor pit stop will really axe ourselves in this race. So, shit, we've had to surrender to Rosberg and Perez. So, down from first to third. Perez is going really slow under the tunnel, and he's just, I don't know, blocking me. I don't know what the hell he's doing. He's going 40 miles an hour or whatever the speed limit is. We managed to pass him in the pit lane, send that overtake to Ryan. I don't think we've ever seen an overtake in the pit lane. But anyway, lap 2, Rosberg, unfortunately, he got away, and now I'm left to battle with his teammate Michael Schumacher and Fernando Alonso. So this is going to be a very interesting battle for the final couple of corners here. This is the final lap. Nothing else really happened for the in the race after the pit stop until Schumacher caught me. So at this stage, it looks like I'm ahead of my championship rival, so we may gain some points on them. but shifting the focus back to this race, we just got to make sure we don't lose any more positions, any more points. Rosberg takes out the race, he's just a mile ahead of me, and we're just going to consolidate this second place. Solid 18 points in the bag. Just make sure we don't run wide or anything, don't lose any positions to Schumacher, and we'll just have to see where our championship rivals end up after this race. So second place in the third last race of the Cucumber Challenge, and I can't be too displeased with that.
Great race, just fantastic. 18 points.
Well, look at that. Some very mixed results there. Jenson Button is in 5th, Fernando Alonso in 4th. I couldn't find Hamilton or Vettel.
You're still 5th in the Drivers' Championship.
But we've closed up the points quite a bit. 41 points to get with how many races remaining? I think it's 2. We've got Austin and Brazil. So I think we might have 5th place locked away. We might even get up 1 place. But in the constructors' standings, HRT is looking pretty solid there in 4th place. So yeah, fairly solid race for HRT in this round. The next race is in America. I believe it is a good track for the HRT. Should be a lot of slow, you know, mechanical grip kind of corners, so we should be all right there. But you never know in these races. These races do throw up a lot of unpredictability sometimes. So we'll see how we go in the next race. Hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Cucumber Challenge here in Abu Dhabi. Until the next race, I'll see you guys next time.